Judge Fiend stated that Melly deserves to be released before his trial begins. On Friday afternoon, March 28th, Melly's lawyer, Raven Liberty, filed a second motion for pretrial release with the Broward County Clerk following a mistrial. The 9-page document argues that due to excessive delays, prosecutorial misconduct, harsh jail conditions, and the lack of proven guilt, Melly should be granted release under reasonable conditions to ensure his appearance at trial. His lawyers emphasize that Florida law permits pretrial release in capital cases unless the state can prove that guilt is evident and the presumption of guilt is great.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he killed his two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
This was supposed to be a secret that Melly had confided in King Vaughn, but sadly, Vaughn shared it with OBLAC members before his passing. As YNW is a registered business, Melly and Bortlin performed concerts, sold merchandise, and promoted companies in exchange for money. However, Sackchaser and Juvie demanded a share of the earnings despite contributing no work.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Showing no remorse for the loss of the two best friends, the lead prosecutor then delved into the physical evidence of the crime, including the Jeep they were driving. During the original trial, Sergeant Williams revealed that the evidence contradicted the drive-by theory, stating there was no way the shooting could have occurred in that manner.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But no, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
With Sergeant Williams revealing that the crime must have occurred inside the vehicle during Melly's trial, Juvie's mother later took the stand to testify about who was sitting where at the time of the incident.
How many rounds were inside the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
Oh.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
It was then Melly's lawyer's turn to argue for his release, telling the newly appointed Judge Fiend that, in the original trial, no firearm was ever found.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right-hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
While also presenting GPS evidence from the time of the crime, showing that Melly was running away down the street.
I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
As Judge Fiend reviewed the evidence for Melly's release, he granted freedom to Melly's ex-girlfriend. A viral tweet shared. Judge Fiend confirms Melly should be allowed a chance at bond release until trial begins, stating he's been sitting in jail for several years without a conviction. It's just not right. Meanwhile, Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah acknowledged her family and friends for their support after her release on February 9th. In a post, she wrote, "And to my village, thank you. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." However, she was reportedly unhappy that her release was broadcasted on local.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're.
She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
But did you know this worked out in Melly's favor? It was reported that he now has to make an informed decision about who he wants as his legal representation. Having spent 2,159 days in jail, the news left everyone, including Melly, completely surprised.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
The judge was stunned by how long Melly had been in jail and firmly stated, "Give us your final reasoning why he shouldn't be free by tomorrow, or I'm releasing him on bond." In response, the prosecutors took a drastic step. They pressured Bortland to testify against Melly. Now they are filing paperwork to have both Bortland and Melly tried together, all for one specific reason.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
It's common sense. If Bortland knows he didn't commit this serious crime, he won't be willing to take a life sentence, making it likely he'll point the finger at Melly. What you may not know is that Melly's lawyer already tried to shift the blame onto Bortland during the first trial.
Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he has discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
It was revealed that Bortland has always been the one lying to the feds. He's the one with powder on his hands and the one who was with Juvian and Sack Chaser when they passed. To strengthen the case, a forensic scientist was brought in to provide further details, specifically about the powder found on Bortland's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteristic of tar residue and one two component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was being present on the case.
Bortland didn't take this well at all. That's why, when Melly's mistrial was granted, a report revealed Bortland tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. The tweet read, "Mind games don't work on people. Like me," accompanied by a handshake emoji as if he was accepting some sort of deal. However, this was just the beginning of Melly's recent troubles. Did you know that Melly's mom started trending after she launched a fan account while he stands trial? She was later featured in an interview explaining why she did it and how much money she's made from the account.